Tonight we bring you an update on the Pittsburgh hate crime and how our campus is reacting.
And the first college football rankings came out today. Find out where the Cougs are on the list.
And a WSU student received some national attention for his research. Murrow News 8 starts now.
From Studio B on the campus of Washington State University, this is Pullman's only nightly newscast. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Bradley Warren.
And I'm Jennifer Forsman. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
Pullman Police Sergeant Dan Hagers faces felony charges for sexual misconduct with a teen in his custody. Hagers reportedly engaged in sexual intercourse with a W student after detaining the teen for underage public intoxication. The incident occurred back on March 31st after Hagers gave an 18-year-old a courtesy ride back to her dorm. The student later reported the allegations to WSU officials, and today Whitman County Superior Court formally charged Hagers with felony custodial sexual misconduct. If convicted, he would face up to 5 years in prison. Hagers has served on the Pullman Police Department for 19 years.
After this weekend's shooting in Pittsburgh, WSU President Kirk Scholes made a statement about the shooting, asking WSU students to join him in his condolences. We now join Alex Clark with the full statement as well as reaction for other community members.
Thank you, guys. Well, after the shooting in Pittsburgh this week, WSU President Kirk Scholes sent out an email to all WSU students that said, and quote, "Please join me in expressing heartfelt condolences and unshakable support for our Jewish brothers and sisters across the nation and in our local communities in the wake of the horrific shootings at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh on Saturday. The violent hate that has torn apart the lives of countless Americans from Pennsylvania to California in recent years is a tragic aberration."
And now with the recent Pittsburgh tragedy, I think that President Kirk Scholes was a little bit more proactive in administering that statement a lot earlier on in the process.
Well, Mr. Sykes' response here is in response to WSU President Kirk Scholes' response last year, talking about the bomb threats and swastikas that were being placed all around, or I should say etched into the walls of Stimson Hall. Live from the WSU campus, I'm Alex Clark, Murrow News 8.
All right, thank you, Alex. Over 20,000 students, faculty, and visitors walk around the WSU Pullman campus daily. The university needs to manage these students in an orderly way, especially during emergencies like a school shooting. Reporter Justin Spinney reports on the university's emergency preparedness plan and what students can do to protect themselves.
School shootings linger as a present threat on campuses across the nation. On October 29, 2017, WSU students received an alert notifying them of a shooting near campus. A party during the busy Halloween weekend at WSU resulted in 2 people getting shot.
I got the text, and then I had some friends of me text me individually. They're girls. They texted me individually saying that they wanted me to, if I can walk them home because they didn't feel safe.
As WSU prepares for the busy Halloween time again, officials put plans in place to keep students safe in the case of a campus-wide emergency.
In this day and age, we've always got to be ready for something like that, unfortunately. But our police department heavily trains on responding to incidents like an active shooter.
According to WSU guidelines, the first step in the case of an active shooter is to run until you are clear of any area that presents danger. In a situation where running isn't an option, you should try to hide until all the danger is clear. As a last resort, try to fight the shooter and physically disarm them.
Students can use the emergency blue light phones to directly contact a 911 operator.
We are always just looking for innovative ways to keep the community safe.
Police encourage students to sign up for emergency alerts by clicking on the link on My WSU. Justin Spinney, Murrow News 8.
All right, thanks, Justin. The Pac-12 has a little rule that says fans can't rush the field. After WSU's 34-20 win over Oregon, fans disagreed with that rule and stormed their way onto the field without allowing the opposite team staff, players, and personnel to get to the locker room first. The Pac-12 Conference brought down a $25,000 fine on the university. A second offense will result in a $50,000 fine, and a third incident would double that fine to $100,000. Last season, the Cougars paid a fine for storming the field after defeating USC. Go Cougs.
The College Football Playoff Committee released their first rounds of rankings earlier today. The committee selected the Alabama Crimson Tide at number 1, facing the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in the Orange Bowl, and the Clemson Tigers against the LSU Tigers for the Cotton Bowl. For us here in Pullman, the WSU Cougars came in at number 8, inching closer to their first ever playoff run. The Cougars have a chance to move up in the rankings as they face California this weekend in Martin Stadium.
And now here's a cool story. The research of Jakeman Leachman, a WSU professor in the School of Mechanical and Material Engineering, has earned the Roger Boone National Award. Leachman's work has received a research in the cryogenics area, caught the eyes of NASA and the Joint Center for Aerospace Technology and Innovation, and his work has helped put WSU on the map. So great for him. It's super cool, and all the work he's doing here at WSU. That's pretty cool. Get it? Cool. Cryogenics.
It's really good.
When we come back, we'll tell you about a new opportunity in Colfax.
And a new neighbor moves into Moscow just in time for trick or treating when Murrow News 8 returns.
Are you going trick or treating?
The great outside.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
So shiny.
We both love the outdoors.
That's not a flower.
And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
I wouldn't use this one.
He helps me with my decision making.
Never.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
And the Whitman County Library branch in Colfax now offers a new 3D printer. To use the printer, people can email their 3D printing file to the library office or import it via a USB drive. Whitman County District residents of all ages can use the machine. The library charges $1 as a service fee to use the printer, as well as a 10-cent per gram charge for plastic used to create the figurine. On top of the 3D printer, the library says they also plan on getting a virtual reality machine in the near future. WSU President Kirk Schultz and Provost Dan Bernardo designated $150,000 to the library's budget. The money will help the library's Journal Fund, which focuses on helping WSU students and faculty maintain their use of academic journals for research and other purposes. This is the second consecutive year that the budget has needed more money added to it.
The University of Idaho recently awarded more than $25 million in scholarships for the 2018-2019 academic year. Of the approximate 6,000 undergraduate students receiving support, more than 4,000 come from Idaho. Over 60,000% of U of I students currently receive federal assistance to help them pay for college. U of I scholarships represent both need-based and outstanding achievement awards. Many of the scholarships receive private funding from donors and alumni via the University of Idaho Foundation.
And it looks like a neighborhood in Moscow will welcome a new resident over this last weekend. A wild moose wandered into a Moscow neighborhood on Friday, and a resident reported the moose to Moscow police after they had spotted it heading down a street. Police decided to leave the moose alone and let it leave in peace, but Idaho Fish and Game officers warned residents to keep their distance if they came across the moose. Well, you know what I'd rather see in my My city.
I don't.
Uncle
Trick or treat.
Rico! Next, we take a look at this weekend's forecast.
When Murrow News 8 returns.
Hope the weather's good for game day. Go Cougs!
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it!
Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
The great outside.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
So shiny.
We both love the outdoors.
That's not a flower.
And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Well, hopefully we'll see some clear skies for this weekend and for the game on Saturday. We've got Brianna Childish in the Weather Center now. Bree, how are those temperatures looking for the weekend?
Thanks, Bradley. Yeah, so for today we are looking at a high of 52 degrees. It's going to cool down to about 42 degrees around 7 p.m. tonight. We're looking at low winds, so that's great for today. And then throughout the rest of the region, we're looking at temperatures that are pretty similar as to here in Pullman, with about 52 degrees in Vancouver. At 56 degrees in Vancouver, and then also 54 in Wenatchee, 58 in Yakima, and about 51 in Spokane. And then on the west side, we are looking at, tomorrow we are looking at 42 degrees in the morning and showers, so just keep that in mind if you're headed out to school or work. You're going to want to grab an umbrella, perhaps a jacket too. And then in the afternoon, the temperature is going to rise to about 50 degrees, but we're still looking at showers. So if you're taking the kids trick-or-treating, just make sure you keep them dry, grab an umbrella, tell them to bring a jacket. Throughout the rest of the week, the showers are going to continue on Thursday and Friday. Saturday, they are going to clear up for Cougar football, so that's great. And then on Sunday and Monday, those showers are going to come back. We are going to have a temperature of 54 degrees on Sunday and then 49 degrees on Monday. Back to the desk.
All right, when we return, an NBA record broken by a Coug. Stay tuned.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
All-star swingman and former Coug Klay Thompson set an NBA record, knocking down 14 three-pointers in Monday night's 149-124 win over the Chicago Bulls. Thompson went 14 for 24 from beyond the arc and 18 for 29 from the field, racking up 52 points in 27 minutes, raining down shots from all over the floor. After he struggles to start this season, both Thompson and his teammates were ready for him to break out, and he did so in record-breaking fashion. Unfortunately, he broke his teammate's record, Stephen Curry.
Aww.
I know.
That's a three-pointer.
Really
hey, three-pointer right here.
Go team.
Go team.
Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. That's the most important one. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. Join us every weeknight at 7 and 10 for Pullman's only local nightly newscast.
Have a great evening, and don't forget to follow Murrow News 8 on Facebook and Twitter.
Good night, Pullman.
Three-pointer. That was pretty funny.
Good. Are y'all going trick-or-treating?
Yeah, I'm gonna go as Gardner Minshew.
Ah, good.